Chapter 22. Then the children of Israel traveled to the plains of Moab and camped along the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was terrified because there were so many people. Moab was filled with dread because of the children of Israel. So Moab said to the elders of Midian,
"This horde is going to lick up everything around us, just like an ox licks up grass from the field."
So Balak, son of Zippor, who was king of Moab at that time, sent messengers to summon Balaam, son of Beor, who was at Pethor, near the Euphrates River, in his native land. Balak said,
"A people has come out of Egypt. They cover the face of the land and have settled next to me. Now come and put a curse upon these people, because they're too powerful for me. Then maybe I will be able to defeat them and drive them from this country. For I know that those whom you bless are blessed, and those whom you curse are cursed."
So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian left, taking the diviner's fee in their hand. When they came to Balaam, they told him what Balak had said. Balaam said to them,
"Lodge here tonight, and I will bring you the answer, just as Yahweh gives it to me."
So the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. Then Yahweh came to Balaam and asked,
"Who are these men with you?"
Balaam said to Yahweh,
"Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent me this message. A people that has come out of Egypt covers the face of the land. Now come and put a curse on them for me. It may then be that I will be able to fight them and drive them away."
But Yahweh said to Balaam,
"Do not go with them. You must not put a curse on those people, because those people are blessed."
The next morning, Balaam rose up and said to the princes of Balak,
"Go back to your land, for Yahweh has refused to give me permission to go with you."
So the princes of Moab returned to Balak and said,
"Balaam refuses to come with us."
Then Balak sent other princes, more numerous and distinguished than the first. They came to Balaam and said to him,
"This is what Balak, son of Zippor, says. Do not let anything keep you from coming to me, because I will certainly reward you greatly, and will do whatever you say. Come and put a curse on these people for me."
Then Balaam answered, saying to the princes of Balak,
"Even though Balak were to give me his palace, filled with silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of Yahweh to do any less or any more than he says. Now therefore also stay here tonight, as the others did, and I will find out what more Yahweh will say to me."
Yahweh came to Balaam that night and said to him,
"Since they came to summon you, rise and go with them. But only the word I speak to you is the only word you are commanded to say."
So Balaam rose up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes of Moab. But Yahweh was very angry because he went, and the Malach of Yahweh took his stand in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. When the donkey saw the Malach of Yahweh standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, she turned off the road into a field. So Balaam beat her to turn her back onto the road. Then the Malach of Yahweh stood in a narrow path between two vineyards with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the Malach of Yahweh, she pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So he beat her again. Then the Malach of Yahweh went on further and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, either to the right hand or to the left. When the donkey saw the Malach of Yahweh in that situation, she lay down under Balaam. Then Balaam became so angry that he began to beat her with his staff. Then Yahweh opened the donkey's mouth, and she said to Balaam,
What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?
And Balaam answered the donkey and said,
Because you have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in hand, I would kill you right now.
Then the donkey said to Balaam,
Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden? Ever since I became yours to this day, was I ever in the habit of doing this to you?
And he said,
No.
Then Yahweh opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the Malach of Yahweh standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell downward on his face. Then the Malach of Yahweh asked him,
Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you, because your way is a perverted one in front of Yahweh. The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, I would surely have killed you by now and have allowed her to live.
Balaam said to the Malach of Yahweh,
I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing in the road to oppose me. Now if this displeases you, I will turn back.
Then the Malach of Yahweh said to Balaam,
Go with the men, but speak only what I tell you.
So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Now when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at a city of Moab, on the Arnon border, at the edge of his territory. Balak said to Balaam,
Did I not send you on an urgent message? Summoning you? Why did you not come? Am I not able to reward you?
And Balaam said to Balak,
Well, I have now come to you, but I cannot say just anything. I must speak only what Yahweh puts in my mouth.
Then Balaam went with Balak, going to Kiriath Hutzah. Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep, and gave some to Balaam and to the princes who were with him. The next morning, Balak took Balaam up to Bamoth Baal to see the extent